Hi, my name's Andrew Wallace. I'm the Program Director for the Bachelor of Interior Architecture at the University of South Australia. Well, I'm really passionate about interior architecture because interior design, which is the practice of interior architecture, has been my whole adult life. I started in this profession in 1984 and it sustained me throughout my entire adult life. And that's working in Adelaide, working in London, working in Sydney, working in Kuala Lumpur and Scandinavia. But what I really love about it is the amazing people I've had the opportunity to work with since those early days. The aim of the Bachelor of Interior Architecture is really to educate people for being a professional in the world of interior design, to actually design spaces that really change the way people live, to set up the design of a business, to make it sell more things, or design a workplace where people are happier being at work, healthier being at work and more productive. People are at the centre of everything in our profession and in this course of study. Yeah, look, this is a 4-year undergraduate program. 4 years is the national standard for interior architecture education in this country and in New Zealand as well. You study here at City West, in the heart of Adelaide's fantastic West End. You can study part-time, and we do have many students, particularly mature age students, who actually elect to study part-time. So we're really flexible in terms of how we actually enable students to be able to achieve their goals with us here in interior architecture. Well, one thing that distinguishes our program nationally actually is our work placement program. So all of our students are required to do 120 hours of work placement in the 3rd and the 4th year of their program. This is a really important facet of the study. We've been doing this for 20 years within the interior architecture program, and it gives students a really good insight and builds their networks to be able to actually progress and move forward from the university stage of their careers in interior design to the practice stage of their careers in interior design. In our final year, all of our students are paired up in small groups actually, with mentors. So we actually assign small groups of students to studios around Adelaide, and that provides a secondary voice to the students as they go through their studies, and again provides them with a really valuable network to be able to progress themselves actually out and transition out into practice. We have amazing facilities here at City West. We have great studios, we have great workshops, and studying interior architecture within the context of UniSA Creative means there's opportunities to actually interact and participate with students across the broadest spectrum of creative disciplines, probably in the country I would suggest. And studying interior architecture in that context provides you with a really rich beginnings to your profession. Every year we receive lots of questions about the Bachelor of Interior Architecture program here at UniSA and the profession of interior design out in the wider world. Let's look at some of those questions. Interior architecture really describes our course of study. It differentiates ourselves from other programs of study that look at domestic interior decoration as their focus. There's nothing wrong with that, but our focus is a much broader focus which we feel is better encapsulated by the term interior architect. The difference, what we specialise in, is that we're not quite so concerned with the object. And that's the province of the architect. They're really interested in the sculptural form of buildings. They may also be interested in how people use their buildings. What we specialise in is the human experience of the built environment. So we're really interested in the highly nuanced qualities of space and then how people perform, are educated, learn, heal, live, work in interior space. Yes, interior architecture is the same as interior design. So we use the term interior architecture, and it's common across a lot of programs across Australia and New Zealand and globally as well to describe a university level education in interior design. Decoration is a really important part of what we do. Not all interior designers or interior architects are actually interested in decoration, but no, they are really interested in actually the planning of interior space. They're interested in the lighting of interior space. They're interested in the structural implications of altering the interiors of building, the connection between inside and out, how interior spaces are furnished, how the fitments, the design of your kitchen, the design of your bathroom, how that actually improves the way that you cook or how you feel about actually taking a shower in the morning. So interior designers are responsible really for all aspects of every item that goes on in the interior space, not just the decoration. But if you want a decorative interior, that's a wonderful thing too, and that's an important part of our practice. Well, that really makes me laugh actually. There's no doubt that there's a preconception that interior design is just about wallpaper and cushions and throw rugs. And you know, we do specify wallpapers, cushions and throw rugs, but as we do an awful lot more. As we're really concerned with the design of the full gamut of ways that you can see design in the interior space. If you think of a shop, we're working with marketing people to actually resolve the spatial sort of manifestations of their brand. And that's a really key thing in determining about how one shop could perform in terms of its bricks and mortar, face-to-face sales, as opposed to its competitors in the marketplace. So no, it's a far broader area of concern than just wallpaper and cushions and throw rugs, as much as we love wallpaper, cushions and throw rugs. Well, our graduates find themselves in all sorts of industries. So many of our graduates work in workplace design, actually shaping the interior spaces for global companies like BHP, the big banks. All of those, they're designed by our graduates that come out of our program. Our graduates also find ourselves designing some of the finest restaurants in this country. We have graduates who are working designing environments in games, for instance. We have graduates who work in project management who actually are really not design superstars, but are super organised people, love the industry and find themselves actually working at the management end of projects, actually helping construct. We have graduates who work in design management, who work for major global brands, creating the briefs for designers to establish the interiors for their brands and then managing the spatial outcomes of those brands on behalf of those organisations. So we find our graduates working in a really wide variety of areas all around the world. Look, I really care, as you might have gathered, I really love our profession. It's nurtured through all my life. I've watched my graduates flourish over the last 20 years I've been involved with this profession. But if you're just starting out and you're really unsure about where you should go with the beginnings of a career in interiors, please come and see me. I would love to see you. You can send me an email, you can call me. I'd be happy to show you around the campus. Please come and see us. One of the lovely things about studying in interior architecture is there's no exams, but we do a lot of project work. And you can see that project work on the walls, you can see the spaces we're in, and you can see the sense of satisfaction that our students derive from actually studying with us here at the University of South Australia.